Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing, testing, everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey everybody, this is Jordan, and I'm here today to give you a little demonstration of some OBS software that I would like to incorporate into our On the Range videos and for future broadcasts that we have coming up. As you can see, I'm recording this. This is actually being fed straight to my private YouTube channel, and I'll take this video and send it out or send you all a link so you can see it. So what is OBS? It's Open Broadcasting System software. It's similar to what a lot of TV stations and high-end YouTube and Facebook users use to create more sophisticated and professional-looking videos. So what this allows us to do is create overlays, lower thirds, graphics, transitions, slides, fades, to make our productions of our upcoming On the Range videos much more professional looking and much more like a regular TV station. So I'm going to kind of walk you through some of the features here. Now, first and foremost, what this will not do is it still limits us to one camera. Now, if we can get a professional video switcher, then we could add a second camera. So we could have one person on camera sitting at the desk, Justin sitting there talking to Bill about something, and then we could have a second camera we could switch between with Adam maybe over in the simulator getting ready to hit product or something like that. We can't do that just yet until we get the video switcher, but this would allow us to certainly set up these segments a little easier. So I'm going to walk you through and show you some of the things that we could do with this software. So I set up some slides ahead of time and some lower thirds and some graphics to help demonstrate what I'm talking about. So for example, before we go live with our next On the Range, we could have a slide up like this that would allow people who are getting ready to tune in to see what we're going to talk about today. And here again, I did this very quickly. We could certainly make this whatever we want it to say on there, but this is just to sort of give you a demonstration. So as we begin, we could even have some music playing, something like that. As we begin, we tune into our on-screen talent. Maybe it's Adam and Justin or Bill or whoever sitting there, Beth, whatever merchant is presenting, and we could have everybody sitting there talking. And as we get into the broadcast, we could say, okay, the first thing we're going to talk about today is irons. And you can see now I've introduced lower thirds that sort of set up the subject matter so people can really see what we're talking about. And here again, this could say anything. All this information does have to be typed in ahead of time, so we would have to kind of figure out what we're going to say and the order we're going to do it. But this really gives it sort of a professional look to it. Now, let's say we didn't want to leave that up the whole time. As you can see, it takes up a fairly good amount of screen space. No problem. We could just use that to introduce the subject and then go back to just a clean screenshot, just pure video, and talk about it before moving on to our next subject, which would be hybrids. And here again, you can see another lower third. Now, this is a smaller lower third that we've done that's less intrusive. We could leave this on the whole time, or here again, with a click of a button, we go back to a clean video screen, and it's just about the video that's on the screen. Here again, we just set up a title slide with everything. Let's say we don't want the title on the bottom of the screen, we want it on the top. Now we can go into having the subject matter on top of the screen. Here again, if we want to just leave it there for a few seconds just to introduce the subject, we can turn that off afterwards, or you can even leave it on the whole time if you want to. Or let's say we want it left on the whole time, but we don't want it this big because it is fairly obtrusive. No problem, we'll just put it up here in the corner where it's out of the way, and that way people still know what we're talking about. And as we come to the end of the broadcast, we could say something like, hey, if you're interested in the products that we talked about today, you can find out more about this at your local PGA Tour Superstore, or you can go online to www.pgatourssuperstore.com for more information. And here again, we can leave that on as much as we want, or take it off. Then we can thank everybody for tuning in. We can see I can transition easily between the different screens here, and we can thank everybody for tuning in. And as we exit, here again, we could play some music, and we could go to another title slide thanking everybody and inviting them to enjoy our next broadcast. So anyway, that's what I wanted to show you guys. We would just need to get together and figure out sort of what the show is going to look like, get a run a show together, and get the graphics assembled ahead of time. But pretty easy to do. I did all this stuff in just one morning's time, and I think it looks a lot more professional and gives our broadcast an air of sophistication.